Welcome everyone again to the MVP Minute. Matthew Vincente Palumbo here, and we're at the end of the 2011 Tour de France. Hats off to Cadel Evans, a great victory for the 34-year-old first-time Tour champion from Australia. But I'm going to turn my attention probably to the most polarizing figure in all of cycling, and that is Lance Armstrong. And few can really argue that the most grueling sporting event held every year is the Tour de France, and especially after this year, if you had a chance to watch it, the true carnage of all the wrecks and just how dangerous a sport cycling has become was shown on the great coverage shown by Versus this year. Lance Armstrong's on a short list of people that I would probably call my hero. And the question is, did he dope? And the latest allegations from former teammates and Tyler Hamilton and George Hincapie would probably have you believe that Lance Armstrong did in fact use some sort of performance-enhancing drug. Almost all the podium finishers in all of Lance Armstrong's 7 Tour titles tested positive for those performance-enhancing drugs. How is it then that Lance Armstrong's never been caught? Is it an elaborate conspiracy? Has he thrown more money at it than anybody else and kept everybody at bay? Or was he just dirty like the rest of them, and on top of that, he was just a better cyclist, than all the rest of his rivals? At the cost of publicly lying, he started his own foundation, and for that, I think he is pretty much a champion in his own right. It's silver lining. As polarizing a figure as Lance Armstrong might actually be, think of all the work he's done for cancer research. He really has become a great doer. He's a philanthropist, should be recognized as a hero for all the work that he's done and for the public good. Heroes are people like you and me, except we build them up with each fist pump and pedal stroke of defiance, if you're a fan of the Tour, and you'll understand what that means if you watch cycling. I don't condone the cauldron of cheating being reported, but now, in the light of anti-doping agencies now meeting in 2 weeks to determine whether an understudy of Lance Armstrong, Alberto Contador, a 3-time Tour champion himself, is going to be found guilty of doping. The sport really cleaned up this year, and so far we haven't had anything to taint this year's Tour, but that cloud and that figure of Lance Armstrong was always going to be there. I'm glad to see that the Tour has moved on. I will miss the 3-week saga, or mini soap opera as it was. Again, my hat's off to Cadel Evans. We'll be back for future MVP Minutes. Thank you for joining me tonight. Be well.